Well, hi everyone. Welcome to the Buffett and Beyond Saturday Stock Market Recap, July 25th, 2026. And here we go into the last week of July. And remember, folks, if you want to walk on this beach like Jimmy Buffett once did, you've got to learn how to invest even better than Warren Buffett does now. And the market, well, it's been a real tough week for most of the segments of the market trying to digest the quarterly earnings. Spending on AI is the center of attention. In other words, will it pay off is the question that keeping the market in flux here. And our weekly stock analysis video, Advanced Micro Devices is in competition with NVIDIA and Broadcom for those GPUs. Yeah, it's up over 150% in just 7 months, beating out the competition. So it's doing real well here. And our ETF video, we are incorporating our new stock rating system, which analyzes several of our own stock selection criteria. We're up over 400% more than the S&P year to date. So this is a very exciting part of our addition to our very successful portfolio. So you're going to want to see it, and over the next couple of weeks, we're really going to add to it. And let's just look at the past 5 years for Advanced Micro. I'm sure you want to see that video on the stock of the week, and here it is. It's been a good stock all along, and it's been in our portfolio for actually a long time because it usually outperforms the S&P 500, which happens to be this black line in here. But just as of last year, about a year ago, it started taking off, and then all of a sudden it really took off this past year and is up 488% versus the S&P of 70% over the past 5 years. Not bad. Not bad for a stock that we've had in our portfolio for a while. And the S&P 500, well, it is just hanging around in here, staying above this 7,300 level right in here. And so far, sitting below the 50-day moving average, sitting below the 20-day moving average. 20 days a green line, 50 days a blue line, sitting below that. And right now, as I'm recording this, it's up for the day. The Friday has not quite closed yet. And if this can close up today, we're getting a little bit of a buy signal in here, even though this indicator down here is pointing down. Now, what is important coming up in this week? Well, it's the end of the month, beginning of the new month. So with Thursday and Friday being the last 2 days of July, we expect an upward bias to that market toward the end of the week. We don't know what's going to happen in the beginning of the week, but we might have an upward bias at the end of the week, and that would be nice. And when we go into the following week, we should be up the first couple of days of the month. And that all has to do with portfolio restructuring. And it's one of the seasonalities, the monthly seasonalities of the stock market. And it's a pretty good indicator. So we would like to see this turn up in here today, folks. But again, this intermediate term indicator down here is still pointing down. And when we look at portfolio protection, this past week we went out, and since the July puts expired, we went out and bought the October puts, but we waited a couple of days until we got a rally in the market. So we didn't have to pay too much for this particular put, because with the market being down the past couple of weeks, on most days, these puts can get very, very expensive. So we waited, and we got it right at the right time at the opening late in the week, and we got a nice price for it, or we paid a nice price for it. And then with the QQQs, you can see that it's a little bit more expensive because the QQQs really have been twice as volatile as the S&P 500 over the past couple of weeks. So that's why this is so expensive right in here. So anyway, we've got the portfolio protection in place for those of you who want it, and this is for about a $200,000 portfolio. Now, a lot of people don't protect their entire portfolio because most of the time you don't need this. But every 3 or 4 years we get a drop in the market real quick, and it's nice to have them, or at least have some of your portfolio protected. And that's one of the things that people do. So anyway, we're looking pretty good in here. We're hanging on, and we'll see what the market's going to do. And hopefully we don't need this put protection. And that's why you buy insurance for your house, for your car. You hope you never need it. So, folks, we had a tumultuous week this week, just like last week, and we want to be able to see the sun rise and take our minds off the market, sit under a palm tree, watch that sunrise, be on the beach just like Jimmy Buffett was. And remember, if you want to walk on this beach like Jimmy Buffett once did, you've got to learn how to invest even better than Warren Buffett does now. So, folks, go out, forget about the market, be with your loved ones, enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you right back here in a couple of days.